Hey, it's love to be loved, and it's always love to be loved. Today, we're going to talk about the dangerous playground equipment iceberg. Wait, what? It's an iceberg. It has a triangle type thing, and then there's a wave to show the, what? It looks like a pyramid. All right, fine. Today, we're going to talk to you about the dangerous playground equipment pyramid. Yeah, I know. I could have done whatever it is to show a picture of a pyramid and have writing across it and all that. But I'm a boomer. And I barely know how to edit this video. So you're lucky you got a picture of me making cheap drawings. And no, I don't have a whiteboard. Why? Because I'm poor. Anyways, at the top of the pyramid, we have swings. Now, you're probably thinking, swings? Why is swings dangerous? All you do is swing back and forth. And you're like, huh? Well, it's a lot more than that. Because you see, when you're a kid, you want to go as high up in the swings as possible and go as high up as possible. You want to know why? You want to swing up as high as you can and then let go right at the end and go see as far as you can go. And even if, and you're lucky if you land on grass. You either land on dirt, gravel, concrete, or in my case, in the playground that I was on, asphalt. You know, the things that roads are made of, the things you drive on with a car, and you didn't care. Man, you didn't care if you got your hands scraped up, your knees scraped up, and unfortunately it happened to the girls almost all the time if they decided to jump or do anything like that. Because back then they weren't allowed to wear pants. They had to wear skirts or dresses. And then you landed on whatever you landed on, scraped up your hands, scraped your knees, dusted yourself off, got up, got back in line. And then there was always that kid that took forever on the swing. And you know, anything longer than 30 seconds is forever. Especially to a kid. Anyways, next on the list of on the first tier is the seesaw, or what I like to call the catapult. I mean, man, that thing could just smash, just send kids flying if you weren't careful. And then you always had that big kid or that adult, like your parents or whoever, and they had you go on the teeter-totter, and you had to call over all your friends to try to counterweight the big kid or the adult and try to get them to go up and down. But yeah, let me tell you, man, you plop forward, plop backwards. And then you have the crazy kids who would stand on either end and uh, stand on either end, and sometimes have someone in the middle, and see how long you can last on top of the teeter-totter or seesaw. And now they even have the big old multi, like 3 or 4 kids can sit on each end. And then there's also the teeter-totter that's like a swinging teeter-totter. Yeah. Then the next one on the list is the apparatus. You know, this thing here where you have the bridges and the monkey bars and the things you climb up and down. You know, like here you could see all the things that you can do the adventures and all that. But let me tell you, you have the modern day apparatus, but look at these apparatuses back in the day, man. Back in the 60s. What these kids were being trained in the military, and I'm not just talking the regular army. Oh no. Or even the Marines. I'm talking Rangers, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, Green Beret, Delta Force, man, or Circus Olay, or just the plain old circus. Man, if you can go through these obstacle courses, you can survive anything, be trained for anything. You'll be battle ready, battle tested. I mean, yeah, I went through some hard times, but my gosh, that was something else. These parents trusted their kids to be on. Then you have the slides. Now the first slides I want to show you, look how huge these slides are. Just one wrong bump and boom. Forget about scraping knees, talk about hospital trips, doctor visits for broken leg. Man. And then just remember they were metal. So before you even if you didn't get bumped off, even if you didn't get hit by a kid who wasn't paying attention, who went down before you got a chance to get off. Oh, no, you had especially during the, not so much in the winter, but when it's starting to heat up, you get the 1st and 2nd degree burns on those suckers. Oh my gosh, I remember I got a big old burn on my leg. And my dad's like, yeah, how did you do that, son? And he went to touch, oh man, it is hot. Hotter than the stove, my gosh. And then you remember they're metal, so you got those scrapes and cuts and bruises just from the metal. But then you had the tube. You also had the tube slides. Yeah, those seemed like a lot of fun. And then you got stuck, or a kid slowed down, and then you were too excited and too impatient and weren't paying attention. You went down the slide into the slide. And talking about those slides getting stuck, there was a story a while ago. I'll have the date or whatever here. But yeah, a kid got stuck and had to call the fire department, whoever else. They had to cut out the slide and get the kid out and whatever, because he was stuck there. Then you also have the ones, not just the tubes, but also just the regular slide that had the curves around, and you know, the ones you got stuck on all the time. And the dismounts, oh my gosh. I mean, check out this kid here. How he hits the bump. He didn't hit the bottom of the slide. But yeah, the dismounts of some of those slides were something fierce. Now next is the sandbox. And you're wondering, sandbox? Why are those dangerous? Well, they're dangerous for other reasons. So, you know, I really don't want to talk about some of the reasons it's disgusting, or you find sharp objects in these sandboxes, especially in the public parks. Then let's just say you have clean sand. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing going on. But if someone ticks you off, or you took off the person for doing or saying the wrong thing, sand in the face, then you would on purpose have these sand wars. Man, let me tell you something. Oh yeah, about the swings. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned about the ones that would stand up on the swings. That was the one thing they wouldn't allow. They allowed you to let go and jump on the swings. The swing is how you wanted, but they didn't want you to stand on the swings because that was a lot easier to slip and fall. And also, they didn't want you having the swing wars where you like bump into each other. You try to get the swing to go sideways. So anyways, we're down to the second tier, and you have the jungle gyms where it's a combination of the monkey bars, different things you can climb up on, swing on, like with the trapeze rings, trapeze rings, and you swing across there, challenge each other. And then the ones that were straight and the ones that were curved, you have those type of monkey bars. Then you had the super domes. The super domes, you have two go in and one will come out. Two enter and one will come out. No, but seriously, you have these super domes, and the super domes that I was made of, first of all, I realized later that it was made out of the same way that they made scaffolding. Okay, and then they used the wing nuts to make sure there was something to stick out to scratch and cut yourself with. Then the last thing on the second tier is the merry-go-round. This thing here, or what I like to call the spinning top of unaliving. I can't say the other word that I wanted to say. But yeah, you would start off normal, start off pretty innocent, and you have someone push you around, and people are standing, sitting, talking, and then some ding dong say, usually be me, go faster, faster, faster. You go around and around and around, and all of a sudden kids spin off of the thing. Because you have to hold on for dear life. Now the safest time to be on that thing, the only time is a little bit safer. Didn't keep you from spinning off, didn't keep you from falling off, but is during the colder time of the year, when it was winter, and you had 12 layers of clothes where you could barely put your hands down, just like that kid from Christmas Story. Help, wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. And anyways, yeah, the only reason why it was safer is because you had all that padding, so if you did happen to fall off the thing, which you usually did, so one way or the other, it had some little extra padding and a little scrapes and bumps and bruises on your body. So yeah, there's that. And then on the third tier, there's something called the witch's hat, or spinners, the triangle thing. It was like a merry-go-round, but it was, I guess, supposed to be shaped like a top, where there was a pole, and then at the top there was a big circular thing, and there was ropes or chains that came down in an angle, and then you would spin it the same way you would spin the merry-go-round. And the difference was some of them were at angles, so you could go up and down and spin around. And it wasn't any much safer than the merry-go-round. Then you had something called, the giant stride or the roundabout, where you also had a pole. Then you had a circular thing, just like the witches had, or the spinning top of unaliving. Anyways, and then you had ropes, usually chains, and then connected at the end of the chain there was something to grab onto, like a hoop or something, a trapeze hoop or something to grab onto it. And then you would everyone would grab hold of one, and you try to run as fast as you can, to where then after a while you start flying to the air, and you have to hold on to the hoop or you would really fly. And then let's see. Oh yeah, there was also those probably never heard of it, these plank swings. It's kind of like a teeter-totter. It was a long board, except for not swinging back and forth, but like a pendulum, it would swing back and forth. Now, it was made for two people. One to either sit or stand on either end. It would swing back and forth, but you would pile on as much as you can. Oh yeah, I forgot to do a little rewind with the monkey bars. Sometimes there was the pull-up, the pull-up bars. Not everyone did pull-ups on it, not on purpose unless it was PE. But the girls, they like to straddle on top of the pull-up bars, have one leg in front, one leg in the back, and then they would swing around. I don't have any pictures of it or anyone doing it, but they would swing around or swing forward. And the closest thing I had is to have the gymnasts where they would flip over they would pull over and flip over the bar. Or they would just like to hang upside down and do whatever, get prepared, do whatever they could do. Like here in this picture where they're just hanging on to each other. Doing all kinds of tricks. So anyways, we were on the third tier with the planks swing, and now we're on the fourth tier. And I don't even know what to call these things. Certain specialized monkey bars where you have it going up and down, have it shaped in different weird ways. So whatever those were. Then you had the giant concrete turtles. And you're thinking, well, they were big, but they weren't that big. You didn't fall. You didn't have a long way to fall. But think about concrete. So if you were standing on it and slid, bam! Oh, hit the head, hit the arm, hurt yourself, or just concrete, anything. These concrete playgrounds or whatever you had, and you climbed on, and then you had and whatever this is here. Then you had the animals on giant springs. I think were part of old shock system for the big trucks. Anyways, had these animal-like things, and you sat on a saddle, and they had handles to hold on to you. You rocked it back and forth, and then you have to rock it real hard. But if you weren't careful, you would either get flipped forward or flipped back. Or you have the same animal looking things on swings. Now, you're thinking, yeah, swings. Yeah, remember, that's not, it's not as innocent as it looks. Okay, so that's the end of the dangerous park or playground equipment pyramid. So if you want to see my face again or know when to see my ugly face again on your screen, ring that bell. Don't forget to ring that bell and hit that like button. And remember, it's love to be loved. It's always love to be loved. Be blessed and